11:14 in the morning. We came off that lower tide at 8:30 this morning, or high tide, I should say. So we'll be dropping throughout the rest of the day today. Barron Mamiya taking on Ian Gentil. Barron off to a great start this season and hanging on to a spot in that top 5.
It's going to be really interesting to see the way that these two slice, and it looks like Ian's having a look now.
Ian Gentil, the Maui boy, starting to drive down the line, bringing a lot of red surfboards with him to Bells Beach. Second move, he goes off the lip and blows the fins out. Has so much swing in that lanky upper body, just swishes that line down to the pocket so beautifully, precise. He's got a lot of crazy weapons he can lay down on the Bells Bowl in the matchup. But obviously Barron on a roll result-wise. What'd you see here, Flick?
Yeah, I agree with you, Joey. I think that the sort of word that comes to mind is flow with Ian, and I just love that he has a different sort of style to most on tour. It's his own brand of surfing, and he brings that. And I think when it comes to, as we can hear it here in the booth, but you can see it on the screen now, it is absolutely pouring. So adding an extra element out there to these conditions. But I just think, I mean, beautiful. It's just beautiful to watch. It's just not what you're used to seeing. Like I say it so many times, but, you know, growing up as a kid these days, you're analysing those same, you know, core guys that you want to emulate. And I think Ian just brings this different brand of surfing, and it's just so refreshing to see where he places his turns, the beautiful flow, the arc throughout the manoeuvres. And I tend to agree with you, Joe.
Pupo into the round of 16 for the first time this year, as we look at a nice setup off the bottom for Ian Gentil, letting go of a huge first turn. The bowl's getting nice and smooth with that rain. And Ian took advantage of it, especially with that first one right in the guts of the pocket. Well timed, nice easy pace, not rushing things as it's slowing down. Now he'll pick it up to try to find a finishing move, a climb into a layback.
And then, yeah, this is Ian's second wave. So I absolutely loved this first turn. He just threw absolute buckets. I think he was on his way to potentially even a better score than that 5. Unfortunately, he brings it through to the inside here, and I'm thinking, okay, he's nice and cool, calm, collected. All the hard work was done out the back, and unfortunately just couldn't stomp the finish.
To let go, and now Barron Mamiya enters the chat. There's the wind up, a nice solid hammer there for Barron on his opening ride. Let's see what Barron did on this wave.
Yeah, so super smooth face. To your point, Joe, that rain making that nice and beautiful and easy to sink the rail into. Backs it up with a second one. And things starting to slow up here, but he's sticking with it. I think, I mean, it's just a nice answer back, right? He's got to get something on the board. Ian's already dropped the 5. He gets the finish. I think what I'm making right now is, though, this inside section's looking really tricky. The outside's still really smooth and groomed. Let's take a closer look at this. Just so much power. Sort of changed the line halfway through that turn, actually. So great read on that section. Just to realize, hang on a sec, I can't bring this all the way around. This wave's got another section for me here. So nice read from Barron.
As we see Barron on a nice, fun, glassy open face. First wave was a 5.33, and here he goes. First section, nice snap, and blows the tail into a wipeout. He wanted to really go big right there and ends up just falling out of sync of the pace for wave number 2. Gentil out front, 6 and a 5.0. That's even like the Gunston 500. Here's Barron's wave.
Yeah, I love this intention from Barron. Straight out of the gates, fin release. You can see he just wants to go so big.
Surfer known as Mr. Sunset back in the day. Here's Ian Gentil, looking to better a 5. Nice grip through that turn. Hugging the wall, little snap off the lip into a fading cut back. So putting it together through this flat part of the wave. Nice fading cutback. Gentil hunting his finish. Driving through that last turn, staying on his feet, and He'll get out of there and call for the water patrol.
A little bit too big there. Behind him, Ian. Even if we just look at those last two scores of Ian actually drops a 6 on that wave previous to this one, right? And what that's telling me, I'm just trying to figure out the judge's brain this morning, is as long as you're going big out the back, if you don't necessarily get the finish, you're still going to get points on the board, because I was interested to see where that score was going. So now I will be even more interested to see where this goes. Smaller wave probably didn't have as bigger moments out the back as the one previous, but he does get the finish here. So gets a nice tap, make sure he rides out of that one.
We know how good he is in Hawaii. He's dominant. If he can get some results outside of Hawaii, then he's a world title contender. But Ian Gentil, he's got something to say about that. Big snap off the top for Gentil. Zooming past us, chatter off the bottom, struggles off the top. Take it away, Joe.
Thank you, Kaipo. Ian's going to try to surf his way into the rhythm through the inside wall as Barron connects beautifully on the section behind him.
Let's have a look here. So let's see if we can nut out those moments. He drops down, things are looking smooth, jabs it up in the pocket. First turn, great. It's this moment, it was on the bottom turn that he actually got a bit stuck. So even before he got up into the lip, driving through that bottom turn, and then once again, you can just see there's so much lump and bump to deal with.
Mamiya fits in another tight hook. Really feels like advantage to Mamiya, as he's got a nice end section, nice comfortable pace, perfect position, timed turn to finish right in front of Ian Gentil.
Recovery from that was epic, and then right behind him, second wave of the set, super glassy, just lays into a nice hack here, cruising around this section. And for me, it's the finish for Barron. It looks really strong, just less warble in this wave, being that second wave of the set, and just finishes. It's the finish for me, just the fin release, conviction, and you'd think he's getting the score there, that's 6, but is Ian going to improve on his situation is the question.
That was a solid snap. Bobbled a bit, but then recovered. So they're not really looking at those little disruptions of flow as critical today. They want to see big turns, and Ian's getting the fins out. Barron cleaning up a little glassy inside track. Hitting it hard. Nice smooth transitions. Trying to put a lot into that whitewater hack. Now looking for his end section turn. Driving down the line. Finally sees it there and stays on his feet for the last maneuver. Barron's previous score came in. It was better than Ian's, but not by a ton. 6.43 compared to Gentil's 6.0.
I liked how he rolls the dice, though, because it was a small wave, but it had great shape. Look at this first turn. Nice carve. He does drive it up into the lip here, gets a snap, and for the third one as well. So 3 turns on the bowl on a smaller wave. Is it going to be the score? I'm not sure.
Last year where he made the semifinals. Back to action here. Ian Gentil, smooth off the bottom, electric off the top. Big blast there, layback, blowtail, recovers. And into a nice sweep. Judges have been rewarding Ian for really throwing the risk and blowing those fins out the back. They're going to eat that combo up. This one stretching out, hits it off the top, end section, digs in, really able to connect there. Gentil looking solid.
So he's maybe feeling the pressure just to perform as we look here. I mean, just spanking it. And then straight into this next section, releases the fins but recovers. Gets around this section. I personally liked it better than that other 6-2. So brings it through to the inside. He also gets a finish. I think ever so slightly, you've got to be thinking he's improving on this situation. And going to be dropping a nice score.
Gosh, what a great read from Ian Gentil.
To that next maneuver, they're okay with it. Let's see what Barron got done behind. So it goes straight to the air.
For a final 5 spot for the mid-season cut as well. As we look at Barron choosing this wave. Needs a 7.08. He has some speed. On the windup, going for the big punt, misses the grab, and it's over. Gentil gets the win off Barron. And a surfer in the top 5 out early here in the round of 32. Ian just improved towards the tail end and peaked at that 7.5.